Hi everybody, I hope you all are doing great. So this is the n8n Masterclass video. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the entire n8n dashboard. I will also going to create the three workflows for you guys, and you just need to try the same steps that I have done in the n8n and just try to implement the same workflows in your system in order to know the basics and the core concepts of n8n. This is very important for you all guys to just try whatever I do in this video. Okay, so I will also tell you the difference between AI automations and AI agents. I also tell you the different steps or the different jargons that we use in n8n while creating automation or agents, like what is workflow, what is nodes, what are different types of nodes, how to test the workflow, how to activate that workflow, and various things. Okay, so just be ready with the copy and pen and just try to note down the important points or the important jargons that you feel very important. Okay, so please try to note down everything. Now let's just over to the computer screen and let me show you the three test workflow that I have created and you need to implement in your own system. So now, as you can see, this is the n8n dashboard and I have created these three workflows for you. This one, this one, and this one. These are the three workflows that we are going to create in this lecture from start to end. Okay, and I will tell you everything about this dashboard, the canvas, the different type of project that we can create under this n8n dashboard, how to choose any node like trigger node, utility node, coding nodes. I will let you know everything. Okay, how to put any nodes here. Okay, so now just let me share you one more thing. Okay, so this is the n8n dashboard. Okay, so whenever you type n8n on the Google, you will hover to this URL. Okay, the first URL, you just need to click on that. Then you will be redirected to the n8n website. Just click on sign in. Once you sign in, you will hover to this dashboard. Okay, and if you haven't created any account yet, you just sign up to the n8n, and that n8n will give you 15-day free trial. After 15 days, this n8n will charge you a handy amount of cost per month that you need to pay. So now let me just share you the entire pricing structure of this n8n platform. So for shifting to the pricing plan of the n8n, you just need to create upgrade now, and then you will see these three pricing plan. Okay, starter, pro, and enterprise. Okay, so the starter plan is good for you if you are starting, and if you have an agency and you are working with 4 to 5 plans, then this starter plan is best for you. Okay, so you can activate the 5 workflows. Okay, and you can create 2.5k workflow execution. Okay, so that is good for you if you are individual and if you have a agency who have almost 4 to 5 plans that in hand and you are working with them and you are creating agents and automation, then this plan is good for you. You get one shared project, unlimited users, for forum support, 1 day workflow history, and the customer support of this n8n is quite great, or you can say quite better. Okay, so if you have any queries or any questions that you want to ask to the support, just go to their support portal and just write it down. They will reply within 1 to 2 hours. Okay, so it's that easy. So you can choose starter if you are just beginning, or if you are just learning in this, if you are just learning anything, you can go for that. But if you are just starting, then consider the free plan. Just create 4 to 5 email ID and just create one n8n for each email ID. So you will get 15 days free trial, and once that 15 days free trial ends, you can over to the next email ID, create another n8n, and then use for 15 days. Okay, you can do like that. And if you get any plan, then you can choose any plan from these three. Okay, before getting started and building the workflow, I have created the simple structure of these three workflows that I'm going to build in this lecture from scratch. So before dwell into the workflow, I have just created this tree structure. The workflow one is going to be the form submission and create a record in Airtable. Okay, so Airtable is nothing. It's same as the Excel sheet, but far more better than the MS Excel. You can see Excel sheet. Okay, as you can see, I've created the different types of tables in this Airtable. So I will going to use that Airtable to create a record. Whenever someone submit our form, the entire information will be recorded in the Airtable, and then we'll use switch, and then we'll segregate this record into the different categories, and then we'll give it to the AI agents, and then under AI agents, the Open AI will do some work, and then finally that give it to the Airtable. This is the second workflow that I have created. As you can see, this is basically for sorting data based on several categories. Okay, so we get the data, and there are different categories. We need to segregate each one category in order to segregate the data that matches our qualification. So in this workflow, I am going to use the if node, edit fields node, and the customer data store. So these three are very important. You need to just keep in mind. So this is just a summary, or you can say this is just a walkthrough for all of this workflow. Now this is workflow 3. Okay, here I again using the form submission. Then you can see the new node that I have been using here, that is merge, then switch, then these are all the Airtable, Slack, and email. So what we do here is we create a form. Okay, in that form we have mentioned the required services for the customer. So for example, if any customer needed any services from us, from our agency, then they can type into there, and based upon their service, our queries will send to the desired Slack group. Okay, so let's say we created a group for getting the information of the customer. If they require any services from our agency, then that same message will automatically send to our designated Slack group. Okay, and after that we will automatically send email for the confirmation that we get your message or we get your email, and our team will reach out to you soon. Okay, so we are going to create this 3 workflow. Okay, now let me show you the node that we are going to use in all of these 3 workflows. And the node is this one: switch node, edit field node, customer data store, if node, and merge node. These all nodes are considered as utility nodes. Okay, so I hope everything is clear at this point. So before moving forward to the n8n and the building workflow from scratch, I would like to tell you the difference between AI automation and AI agents. Also, what is n8n and what are different types of nodes that is available in the n8n. Okay, so this is very important. Before dwelling into the n8n whole workflow, we need to first understand the basic concepts of n8n. Okay, so now let me share one PPT that I have created for you guys. Now let's talk about the n8n. So n8n is open source. You can self-host this n8n software into your computer, or you can say in system, or you can use the cloud version that we are going to use in this masterclass. Okay, and this is the custom code friendly. So if any point that you think that I would like to include the code or JavaScript code in any of node or any of the workflow, then you can do it with very ease. Okay, but you don't need to be a coder in order to build the automation and agents using n8n. Okay, it's a low code platform. So even if you don't know the coding, you can easily create automation or agents using this n8n platform. Okay, so you don't need to worry about this. Now this API, first we create different APIs that we need to connect with the different tools or different softwares. So API is nothing but it's a sort of code that we need to attach into our workflow, and that API will help the tools to communicate with each other. Okay, now let me show you the different types of key concepts that we use in n8n. So one is workflow. So let me show you. This entire scenario is known as workflow. Okay, so this is considered as one workflow. This is second workflow, and this is third workflow. Okay, so these are basically the canvas, the dotted structure that you see in the n8n canvas, and under that canvas we are building all of these nodes and all of these workflows. Okay, and now node is nothing but it is a simple piece of you can say the structure that is used to make our work easier, and that is used to build our automation or AI agents, or you can say the building block of our automations and agents is nodes. So these are all the nodes. You can see merge, switch, edit field, Airtable, Slack, Gmail. These are all the nodes. Now trigger. Trigger is basically the node that we use to start the workflow. Okay, so as you have seen that I have used this on form submission node, and this submission and this node is used to initiate this entire workflow. Okay, now let's just go to the execution flow. Okay, so let's suppose I have just tested this workflow, then this will send the data into the edit fields, merge, and then switch, and then to that they will send data to this last Gmail, and then we get this email to this. Okay, and this whole process from here to here is known as execution flow. Okay, so we executed our data from on submission to Gmail, and that is known as execution flow. Okay, you can also read the definition: data flow from one node to the next with support of condition, branches, loops, and custom scripts to control the process. Okay, now credentials. So let me show you what is credentials. Okay, so as you can see, these are the 3 workflow that I have created. And under credentials, when you click on credential, you can see all of these credentials, okay, that I have used in these workflows. So for example, I have created this Google Sheets. So I need to create one credentials in order to put our API keys into this n8n. So I have just signed in with this Google Sheet via this n8n account, and that saved into my credential section. And this is works as a credentials. Okay. Now let's go to the different types of nodes that is available in n8n. That is action node, utility node, code nodes, AI enhanced node, trigger nodes. Trigger nodes are the nodes that we use to initiate the task. Action nodes are the nodes that is used to perform tasks like sending emails, updating records, interacting with external apps or APIs. Okay, so these are all the things that action node are able to perform. And now you can see utility nodes. This will handle the data and logic, flow control, and time-based operations within the workflow. Okay, code nodes, we use the custom code in order to create any specific task or any specific action. Okay, for that we use code node. Okay, I will show you the entire uh, group of different codes that are available in the n8n. So just give me some time. AI enhanced nodes, like we are using AI agents, so that is considered as AI enhanced node. You can see these are all the node that are available in our n8n. For example, you can see add another trigger. So let me just go to this n8n. And now when I click on this plus icon, you can click from here or you can click from here. This is used to uh, open the node dashboard. So when I click here, you can see all the node dashboard will appear here. Okay, so these are all the trigger nodes. Okay, so when you click on any trigger nodes, then to you click on plus nodes, then you can see the trigger nodes is gone from this whole dashboard. You can see here the trigger nodes in the last of all the nodes group. Okay, so trigger nodes are basically the nodes that we use in the first node of our workflow. Now you can see this called as the AI enhanced node. This is called as the action node, and these three, data transformation, flow, and human in the loop, are considered as the utility nodes, and this core is considered as code nodes. Okay, so when I click on this data transformation, you can see different types of nodes are available under this data transformation group node, you can say. Okay, so I hope everything is clear till this point. Okay, you can see the different reasons why you should love n8n or why you should use n8n. If you want this whole PPT, then I will attach this PPT in my description section. From there, you can easily download this PPT. Okay. Now let me hover you through the entire n8n dashboard and let's create the workflow from scratch. Okay. So now let me just back this leave without saving. So this is the dashboard. You can create a workflow from here. You can start from scratch. You can also create the workflow from here. These are all the credentials that we are going to use in this dashboard, or you can say in this n8n. Here is all the execution that we do while testing all of these three workflows. Okay, and these are some different settings. You can now let's jump into this three workflow and let's create this three workflow from scratch. So now let's just jump into the workflow one, and that is this one. Okay, so here we are using different nodes, that is form submission, Airtable, switch, then this three Airtable nodes, then AI agents, OpenAI, and this Airtable update record. Okay, so now let me show you how this workflow one will gonna work. Okay, so now let me open my Airtable account. This is the Airtable, and now let me open this demo YT sheet that I have created for this workflow. So what this workflow will do is now let me run this entire workflow and let's see what this workflow are doing. Okay, so now let me click on test workflow. Now there is a form appeared, and in this form we need to write all the information. Write the name, city, let's say Gurgaon, and profession. Just select any profession like AI manager and submit that. Now you can see we are getting problem in node Airtable main. So we are getting problem here. Now let me see what are the problem. Field rating cannot accept the provided value. Consider using typecast. Okay. So now let me fill it again. Okay, so now you can see this workflow will successfully executed. Why it was getting error in the first? Because I have selected rating 0. Okay, so first of all you need to just delete the ratings from here. Okay, the rating is what? This is the rating. I will going to tell you why we need to remove that rating at first place. Okay, now you can see this Airtable will gonna create the name, city, profession, rating, and the poem. This AI agents also created one poem depend based on my name, city, profession. Okay, you can see this poem, small poem. Okay, so basically this workflow is doing a very simple task. After receiving this form submission, this form will hover to this Airtable main node, and this node is responsible to send the further information like name, city, and profession to this switch node. Okay, and this switch node will further segregate our profession like AI manager, AI associate, and AI analyst. As you can see, I have created this three profession: AI manager, AI associate, AI analyst. Okay, so this switch will segregate these three profession and send the data to each one of the profession. Okay, and under this profession we'll gonna add the rating. Okay, for example, this is this first one this first one is AI manager profession. Okay, so in this you can see I have added two rating. Okay, and this second one is AI associate. So for AI associate I have added rating 5. Okay, so as you can see, I have mentioned the AI associates in my form submission. That's why this uh, node is only executed. Okay, you can see the green line on this node. That means the only this node is executed at that time because I have added the AI associate post. Okay, and this node is basically for AI associate, and this will further transfer their data to the AI agents, and this AI agents will prepare a poem for this AI associate role, and then finally send back to our Airtable form, and then our Airtable form is ready. As you can see, the name, city, profession, rating, and poem. I have given this AI agent a prompt to write the funny poem for the different profession that we are using. Okay, so as you can see, these are the prompt that I have created. Okay, I have also used one LLM, that is Google Gemini, and it will finally send data back to the Airtable. So this is the first workflow that we are going to create. Now let me over you to the second workflow. This workflow is very simple. Let me just open, let me just rename. Okay, just leave it. So now you can see this is the employee data that I have downloaded it from the internet. This is the demo data. You can also download the different data from the Google. Okay, so now here you can see I have created the data sorting workflow from the Google Sheets, and this will segregate or sort our data based on the different categories. So here I have used edit fields, if node, and the Google Sheets and customer data store nodes. And this is the common in every workflow that we are going to use. We need to create one trigger nodes in order to initiate the entire workflow. Okay, so now let me show you how this will gonna work. Okay, so let me show you. This is the customer data store node that is used to create a test data in this workflow, and after that I have used this Google Sheet. Let me show you the information that is under this Google Sheet. So I have created this entire data. I have downloaded the entire data from the internet. You can also do it. Just write down the demo data of any employee, any student. You can type anything, you will get the data, and you can download it from there. Okay, you can see the edit fields, if statement, if statement. Okay, so after getting data from Google Sheet, it will further classify the data into employee name, location, sex, and phone number. Okay, so based upon that four data, we are going to sort that data into the different categories. Okay, so the first category is that the location should be Washington and the sex should be male. Okay, so all the data that are in our Excel sheet that matches this both criteria will gonna further send into this node. Okay, so this workflow is very handy if you are creating a AI voice agent. So for example, you need to call the person who belongs to some certain state or some certain city. Okay, and their sex are male or female. Okay, so if you want to call male from the Washington, then you can sort that data and you can send this to different node, and from that node you can attach the Retell AI or VAPI to make a call. Okay, so this second workflow is very handy or very useful if you are creating AI voice agent or AI powered chatbot for your clients. So you can do the data sorting like that. Now let me hover you to the third test flow. Now, so you can see this third workflow. This is also going to be very simple. We are using the form submission trigger. User need to submit the form, and then the data from that form will gonna further classified into this edit field section. This edit field section will decide which different categories that we need to take into our accounts and send to the further nodes. Okay, so this is the edit fields. This is the AI agents that I have used. I have also given the prompt like you can see. So if that form submission are filled by the users, then the user will submit their requirements. Like if they need AI agents, AI automation, or website development services, then they can write it in the form. So let me just create one form and let me show you the entire process. Then I will going to explain you each node one by one. Okay, that would be very handy for you. Now let me just click the test workflow, and when I click test workflow, this simple form will pop up. Now let me write all the information like Advait, gmail.com, n8n@gmail.com. You can type any number. Now write anything. For example, if I need the AI automation services, then I can write I see you guys are building best AI agent. I also need one. So when I click submit, this AI agent will read this what services you need section, and this AI agent will categorize this form as a AI agent services. So this will tell our workflow that this person named Advait are needing the AI agent services. Now let me click on submit. Now you can see I am getting problem in email. So now let me check why is this happening. Okay. Now let me put it here, the email. Okay. So basically I forget to put the email, like where we need to send that email, confirmation email to the customer that will get your query and will soon reach out to you. Okay, so let me just put it here, and here you can put their username. Okay, just you can drop it here, you can delete this and just hit test step. Okay, so you can see we get an error in this Gmail node. So we don't need to create one workflow again, we just need to create the test step, and you can see the node is executed successfully. And let me show you one magic. You can see this is my email inbox section, and I am getting one email from that workflow that, hi Advait, we got your message for the services request for the AI agent development request. Our assigned team will soon reach out to you regarding this. Thank you. Okay, so as you can see, this workflow finally send me the email. And I will, so let me show you one more thing. When I open this Slack, you can see this, I will also get a confirmation, or you can say the information regarding this specific user that requested the AI agent services from our agency. You can see, I see you guys building AI agents, I also need one. Okay, this is the name, this is the email, this is the number. Okay, and Slack is the platform that we use to interact with our teams. Okay, so for example, if any AI automation agency are running their businesses, then they can use this Slack tool to communicate with their teams. Okay, so let's say example, if any team are responsible for building AI agents, then we are going to send the same message to the our AI agent channel. We can create channel from here and we can send that email to this AI agent channel, and from there any of our teammates will recognize the entry and they will further reach out to that person. Okay, so you can see this is a simple automation, and you can create a many different types of automations or AI agents using this n8n platform. Now let's build this all three automation from scratch. I will show you everything from scratch. So now let's build the first workflow. So I have created this new channel, or you can say this new project, that is Advait Learning. So whenever you are building your first workflow, you need to click here, start from scratch, or you can create workflow. Okay, so now let me create this three workflow from scratch. So let's just start with this one. Okay, so I have created this project called Advait Learning. You can create any project depend upon your clients. Okay, so for example, if you have two clients that you are working for them right now, so you can create the two different projects for two of them. Okay, so now let's create the first workflow. Now we need to click here, click plus, and just click submission note, form submission note. You need to submit the form. Okay, click here, form submission. Okay, so you can see this is the node. Now just double click here. If you want to edit this node, just double click here, write the title of this form. For example, we are building this form for, let me open this workflow. So it is very important, if you are building any automations or agents, first of all you need to create a simple diagram like this one, so that you don't need to think out of the box when you are going to the n8n. Okay, so you have already decided and you have planned everything from start to scratch in the Canva, or you can use the Miro for building similar type of structure. Okay, so once this structure will finish, then you can go to the n8n and you will start building the workflow from scratch. Okay, so now here you can see we have created this trigger node, that is form submission, and then just write the title of the form. So let's say example, we want to collect the students information. Okay, so here what we need to do is we just need to create the table in our Airtable sheet. Okay, so this is going to be very simple workflow. Now you can also give any description. Student info. Now just create the different fields that you need from the students in order to fill this form. Enter your name. Now second form is class. Enter your class. Third one is going to be uh, group. So group is nothing, but if you see, if you are in a school, we have a different groups, and the different groups having the different code of dress like yellow, red, orange. Okay, so we are going to create three type of group, that is green, yellow, and red. Okay, red, green, and yellow. So let's just stick with this three information. So we are giving this form to the students, and we are trying to fetching this three information, that is name, their class, and their group. Okay, so now let me test this form. Student name is Aditya, their class is 10th, and their group is red. Now once they submit this form, you will get the information here. Okay, now let me add this second node, and second node is going to be Airtable. So we are going to create a record in Airtable. So just create plus, create Airtable, click on this and just click on this action, that is create a record. Okay, so first of all we need to create a new credential. Just click it here, just put the access token here. So for getting the access token, we just need to go to our Airtable. Just go to the Airtable, create a new seat. Sorry, not from here. So this is Airtable. This is Airtable. So this is Airtable. We need to create a new seat. So just click here, create, start from scratch, and you can click school info. Okay, and now what are all the data that we are collecting from the students? That is name, class, and their group. Okay, let's delete this assigned field. Okay, and in the group there are three type of group that we have just created. That is green. Let me change the color to green, red, and yellow. So this is our yellow color. Just hit save. So we'll see these are the three different options that we are having. Now just let me delete this attachment field. So now you can see these are the seats that I have created. Now let me just put the access token. So for access token, you just need to click here on your profile section, click on Builder Hub. Okay, so now you can see I've created two different access tokens. Now let me create one new one, n8n Masterclass. Okay, and in the scope section, you need to add this 3 scope like data record read. You can just copy that and just paste it here. Click this data record write, and this one schema base read. Just click it here and just hit save. Oh sorry, in the access you need to give the access to that seat that we have just created, that is school info, and just create token. Okay, and now you need to copy all of this. This is access token, and just paste that token here, hit save. So by this you will able to attach your Airtable to this workflow. And now let me just we just need to create the record. Okay, so just leave it to that operation create. From list you will create school info. Just click on school info. This will automatically fetch all your seat information. Okay, so you just need to click here, click on table 1. Now let me type the name. Okay, so what you need to do is let me. Okay, so these are the three category that we have created in this school information sheets on Airtable. So you can see this is already fetched this three information, that is name, class, and group. Okay, so you can see these are all the information that we have collected from the form. So for the name we just need to drag and drop it here, the name. Okay, and for the class you can drop this class, and for group we need to create the three different group section. Okay, so as you can see here I have used this switch node. So switch node is further classified or further divide your value to the three section or the three category whatever you have selected. So for us we have selected the three group, green, yellow, and red. So we need to divide that three group to perform different tasks for the each group. Okay, as you can see the simple definition of the switch node. The switch node is like a traffic controller. It checks the value of something like a word, number, or choices and send the data in the right direction based on the value. Okay, so now let me create the switch node. Just click on this one and just let me test this step. Okay, now let me hit here. Now as you can see in this Airtable, let me just select any of the field green and just click here. Okay, now you can see you will able to get this all the information. Now you need to put the group. Okay, okay, second one, just over to this group, hit it here, and then red. Okay, so we have created the three groups. So we need to write the exact name of that three group. Please make sure you are not making any mistakes in the spellings. We need to make sure that the spelling are correct and matching with our groups. Okay, so green, red, and third is, I think, yellow, if I'm not wrong. Let me just check it here. Green, red, and yellow. Okay, so now, as you can see that I have created one form submission, that is a trigger node. Second is the Airtable node, and third is the switch node. I have created the form for collecting the student information, that is their name, their class, and their group. Okay, and in this Airtable node, we will use that same information to send back to our Airtable sheet, and this Airtable sheet will automatically gonna filled after receiving the form submission. Okay, so now you can see that we have get all of this information that I have just selected. So now let me delete all of that field, and now let me show you from the start. Okay, and once the form will submitted based on the groups, we will create the three different switches for red, for yellow, and for green group. Okay, so now let me just test this three node, and then we'll move forward in this workflow. Okay, so now let me test that. Create name Abhi, class 10th, and the group is red. Now let me submit that. Now you can see the first switch is activated. Why? Because that first switch is green one. Okay, and what I have selected, and you can see the information is automatically filled. Okay, let me create one more field, and that is rating. So we'll rate the each group. Now let me create a one Airtable record, and now this time we will use update record. Okay, as you can see here we use update record, so we need to use that same update record table. So here we just leave it like that, update, and from here choose school info, choose the table one. School info is our seat name, and table one is the different seats that we have created under this main school info sheet. Okay, so now you need to select that same thing. Here you just put that ID, that is Airtable, and under name you can put this name. Under the class you can put this class, and under group you can just leave it like that, because this switch will automatically decide that this group is green one, so I don't need to do it here. And now just put the star rating for that green group. Okay, so let me put the 3 rating, and now just click test step. Now if I hover back to the Airtable, you can see that this information is automatically filled with the 3-star rating. Why? Because I have created this switch statement, and under that switch I have created this entire Airtable record, so that it will update the record in our Airtable. Okay, and I have put it the 3 rating, so it is automatically updated that information. Now let me duplicate this Airtable, and let me put it for all of these 3. Okay, so for duplicating this table, you just need to hover here and just click on duplicate. You can also type Ctrl plus D in order to duplicate this node. Okay, so let me just click it here, type Ctrl plus D. You can see this node is automatically been duplicated. Now let me duplicate it once more. Okay, now if you want to restructure this whole workflow, you just need to click this one, tidy up. Just click this one, and you can see our node is cleaned. Now you can see these are the different Airtable rows that I have created, and you can change the star rating based on the different group. So this is the red group. So for red I am going to give 5 star, and for yellow group I am going to give 1 star. Okay, and now let me test the workflow. Name anything like Param, interclass 10th, and for group let me select yellow, and now submit that. Now let me check it here. You can see name is Param, class is 10th, but let me just fix it here. First is green, second is red, third is yellow. Yellow, name class, group. Okay. Don't put in group here, just leave it blank. Okay, because I've inputted the green, that's why the row is automatically filled for the green group. Okay, so just delete that group and just put here and just test workflow. Just write any name, forum, class 10th, select an option yellow. Let me see what's the problem. Okay, so just drag and drop this group section here and just test this step. And now let me check it here. Now you can see the param, the class is 10th and the group is yellow, and this switch will get the information from the form and from the Airtable, and this will decide that this form submission is for red group, green group or yellow group, and from that this will send the information to this Airtable, and this Airtable will update the record based on the defined submission or based on the fetched form submission. Now let me test one more thing. Now let me test one more time. Name is Jackie, class is 6th and group is green. Now let me submit that, and you can see I have already put it the 5-star for the green group, and you can see this is the name Jackie, class is 6, group is green, and the rating is 5-star. Okay, so I think this whole steps will be clear to you till now. And now let me add one more note, that is AI agent. Okay, just click here and just hit on the AI agents and just click on define below, because we haven't connected the trigger chat node, we haven't connected the chat trigger node, and we have only created the form, so we need to create define below. Now you can write the prompt, so let me just copy the prompt from here and write it here. Okay, so let me connect all of these 3 Airtable connection to here, and now let me just delete all of these. Profession, city and rating. Okay, so now instead of city I will write class, instead of profession I will write group. Okay, and we also write the rating. Write a short form for the students that will be very funny based on this certain information. So let's over the so let's drag and drop the name field from here, class field from here, group field from here, and rating field from here. Okay, just hit here. You will see the red dot, that is considered as the error because we haven't connected the chat model, so we need to connect the LLM. So for this one I am going to connect the grok chat model. Let me connect to this grok. Let me over to my grok account, grok API. Now let me put the grok API here. Let me create one API key, n8n Masterclass. Just hit submit. I copy this grok API and just paste it here and just hit save. Once you save, you will see the red structure that you have just see here is vanished because we have connected the chat model. Now let me add this Airtable record that will update our seat with the poem. Now let me do it. Airtable update a record can select the form school info table 1, and let me match the ID with this Airtable 2. Let me match this ID with the Airtable. Okay, so once I click the test step, I'll get a simple output as a poem for that green sheet. Now let me put that output here. Just a second. Rating group. Okay, so I haven't created one form, so let me create the one more. So I haven't created any entry sheet in our form, so let me create one for the poem. That is going to be long text, and this is poem. And now let me just refresh this. Now just click here to refresh this page, and now just hover this output and just drop it here. Okay, and now we'll leave this all the settings. Okay, so for that, let me just do one thing. Just hit this ID here, name here, from this switch node class here. Just leave the group. You can also select the group, and for rating, just leave it like that. I will also told you, just don't put anything here. Just put this Airtable ID here and the poem output here. Just drag and drop here. Okay, and now let me click test step. Problem in the node Airtable 4. Okay, let me just check it. What's the problem? Group expects of the flow. What is green red for? Okay. So let me select the group from here. Now let me test this step. Okay, so now let me remove this rating and now just test this step. Now let me see. Here you can see. Okay, now let me just try from start. Okay, so just click here, name anything, Sakshi of class 5th, group is yellow. Now let me submit the form, and now let me check it here. Okay, so let me put this name here, name and class. Okay, just leave the group. Now hit. Now you can see Sakshi, class 5th, yellow, star rating 1, and this is the poem, a simple and a small poem that our AI agents have created for the Sakshi. Oh Sakshi, so bright and so bold, in yellow group with the 1 star to hold. Okay, so you can see this is a simple workflow that I have just created using n8n. And now let's hover to the second and third workflow. Okay, so now I just created the first workflow. Now let me just rename this workflow as a test 1. Okay, and please make sure whenever you are getting back to your dashboard of n8n, make sure to just hit save. Okay, so once you hit this save, that whole workflow will gonna save into your canvas, n8n canvas. Okay, and then you can hover back to your dashboard. Okay, so please always mind that to save the entire workflow. Okay, so now let's just hover to the second workflow. Let me just hit save and just cut this. Now you can see this is the second workflow that I have created. For initial webhook, you need to click on this test workflow, okay, and then this transfer the execution to this customer data store, and then this further transfer to this Excel sheet. And I have used this Excel sheet for all the employees information. As you can see, there are different column for the different information of the each client: location, sex, salary, date hired, exempt, and phone number. Okay, so our main goal is to segregate the each data based on this separate category. Okay, so for example, if I need the data of the person who belongs to Washington and that person is male, okay, so if we need the data based on these two categories, then we can further segregate by using the if statement and this edit field statement. Okay, and you can use the similar type of segregation when you are creating a AI voice agent. That AI voice agent would be outbound calling agent. Okay, so you just segregate the data based on the different criteria that you want to call to the person, and you can create different AI voice agent that cater the different states. And you can also create this similar type of data sorting techniques for the person calling for the different countries. For example, if you have the data for the China, if you have the data for Japan, so you can create the data sorting techniques, and you can attach your voice agent that speak the Chinese and that speak Japanese. So you can create two AI voice agents that cater these two countries based on their languages. Okay, so let me show you step by step that how I've created this one. Okay, so now let's just go through our dashboard, create workflow, and let me just first name this whole workflow test 2. Okay, so for trigger nodes, I will use this trigger manually nodes, then I will just set it here. And then second, we need to create the Google Excel sheet. We don't usually need to insert this node, that is customer data store, because that customer data store node is used to store, read, and manage the customer data inside n8n, but it's only used for the training and testing purpose. Okay, so for example, if you are testing the large set of data to create any sorting workflow, then you can use that customer data store as a testing purpose. Okay, but for the production purpose, it will not going to be used. Okay, so please mind this thing. Okay, so now let me just hit sheet, Google sheet, and you can see here that Google sheet is for read the sheet. Okay, so now let me, so in this Google sheet you need to select this one, get row in sheet. Okay, just click here, create new credentials. That means you need to attach your Google Excel sheet, or you can say Google sheet, to this n8n. So just click on this sign in with the Google, click your email ID, just continue, and now it's completely connected to my account. Now let's select the sheet, just leave it to the get rows, because we need to put all the data of the get row into our n8n dashboard. Just click here, employee data, just click on sheet 1. Okay, and just hit no. Once you've done that, just go here, click test workflow. Once you click test workflow, you will see here that total 400 items will be fetched by this Google sheet. So as you can see, these are all the data that I have in my Excel sheet. You can see these are all the data, and the total number of this data is 400. Okay, and you will see the total number of data is 400. Okay, now let's use edit field. Okay, cause if you see, this data contain the different numbers of row, like employee, location, sex, salary, date hired, exempt, phone number, and column 8. But we don't need all of this information. Okay, so what we do is we just sort out the information that we need for our further workflow. Okay, so we only need the employee name, location, sex, and phone number. Okay, so now for that we need to create the edit field. Okay, so this is the edit field that we need to modify, add or remove item fields. Okay, now we'll do manual mapping. So for employee name, we'll give it here, just drag and drop it here, you can see, you can write the employee name. Okay, now create one more field, and we also need the location, so just drag and drop it here, location. Now what we need is, we need this sex, so you can type it here and drag and drop this sex here. And now fourth, what we need is phone number, cause phone number, cause we want to call each person depend on their certain criteria. Okay, so we are not going to attaching any AI voice agent here, but if you want me to create some similar agent that will sort the data depend upon the different countries, and that workflow will automatically make a call to that person who belongs to some certain category or subcategory. Okay, so if you want the similar AI agent, then just let me know by the comment box. I will try to make a video out of that, so please do let me know. Now just drag and drop the phone number here. So these are all the information that we need in order to proceed further. Now if I click on the test step, then this uh, edit field will filter out all the data, and this will only give me the employee name, location, sex and phone number of all the 400 data. Okay, so now let me hit test step. Now you will see this field only, this node segregated the data and only provided me the employee name, location, sex and phone number. Okay, so now we need if node. If node is what? It basically used to segregate our further data to match our categories that we want the information from that form. Okay, so for example, if we want the person who belongs to Washington and their sex is male, then you can segregate all the data and send it to the other node. Okay, so for that entire thing we will use if statement node. Okay, so now let me just use the if statement. Okay, so you can see route items to different branches. Now let me just click it here, now let me just connect it here, now just click here, and now you can drag the location, drop it here, and which location that you want to categorize your data. So let me just select Pennsylvania, and means the both condition would be satisfied in order to give me the desired output. So for example, if any person from Pennsylvania and that same person is male, then this node will give me the data from our Excel sheet that I have connected to this workflow. Okay, so now let me select the sex, and we want only male. Okay, now let me just hit the test step. Now you can see this node will only provide me the data of the person who belongs to Pennsylvania and their sex is male. Okay, so we'll see there are 29 items from the all 400 data, only to 29 items of the person who belongs to Pennsylvania and their sex is male. Okay, and now 321 are different persons. Now let me create one more if statement, if reroute here, and now just select it from here. Location gonna be the Washington. Okay, location is Washington, and second condition is sex would be female. Okay, now let me test this step. Now we'll see this will provide me the data of all the person who belong to Washington and their sex is female. Okay, so you can see here this if statement provided me the 371 data that is false. That means that is not from Pennsylvania and all the data is not male. Okay, and that transferred all the 321 data to this second if statement, and I will also given one condition to this if statement that the person should be from Washington and their sex would be female, and they now further categorize my data into this two conditions, and the 16th person who is from The 16 person who is from Washington and their sex is female, and rest 355 are of the different datas. Okay, so like that you will create the different step. As you can see, I've created the different type of if statement. I've also created the edit field. Okay, so if you want that, let's say example, I've created the data who is from Massachusetts and their sex is female, then you can also use this edit field in order to just figure it out, to sort out their employee and phone number. So for example, if I get the data of the person who is from Pennsylvania and their sex is male, edit field, I just and their phone number, that's it. I don't need any further information in order to make our call to that person. Now you will see here, these are all the name of that person and these are all the phone number, or you can say contact number of that person from this category, Pennsylvania and male. Okay, so now we'll use this same method in order to create a AI voice agent. So I hope this workflow will be clear to you guys. If you get any error, if you get any error or if you get any problem, then it's a request, please do let me know in the comment box. I will read your comment, I will answer to your comment, and if possible I will create an entire video for that issue or for that error or for that concern that you are facing. Okay, so just do let me know. So this is our second workflow, so I hope it's done. uh, don't just get distracted by this long workflow, because this works the same thing. Okay, this customer data store is of no use. If I delete this data store from here, then again it will gonna work as usual. Okay, okay, so again it is the same thing. Basically that customer data store is a node that we use to just test purpose. Okay, and that node will mimic the database. Okay, so now you can see that we have just created the entire second workflow, and now let me just create and hop to our third workflow. And third workflow is very interesting and very dynamic, so you will get to learn more about that different types of nodes and the more deeper concepts of n8n in third workflow. So now let me hover to the third workflow. Now let me just save this and just hover back to our dashboard. Now let me cut this second test. Let me just hit save and just cut this out. Now this is the third workflow that we will gonna build from scratch. So now let me click on create workflow, give this a name that is test 3. Okay, and let me just explain a little bit about this workflow from here. Then we'll just hover for building this entire workflow from scratch. We will create the AI automation which takes the customer information like their name, their email, their phone number, and their queries. Like if they want AI agent or AI automation services or website development, then they can write their queries or they can write anything. Uh, and our AI agent will determine if that person are needing any services. If they need any services, then our AI agent will further go into these all nodes and they will finally update to our team with all the information of the users, and then our automation will finally send the email to that user who submitted the form. That the email is something like that. Let me just show it to you. Hi, the name of that person, we got your message for this service request for the website development or whatever service they need. Our assigned team will soon reach out to you regarding this. Thank you. Okay, so these are the email which the user will gonna receive. Okay, so we are going to create the similar workflow in our newly created dashboard, or you can say canvas. Okay, so now let me just select a form submission button. Okay, now let me give it that service requested. Form description, you can type anything like service request form for the users, okay, now let me create the different field name. we'll need name, just leave the placeholder. We'll need email, we'll need their phone number, and we need their service request. Okay, now let me just hit this step. Name is Beth, email is, just write any email, phone number is, service request is AI, submit. Now you can see this node will successfully execute it, and that given me the entire information that I need. Now let me just use edit fields, because as you can see here, this node will give me this information, but from this information we don't need the submitted at and form mode. So for that we will use the edit field. Okay, so now let me just put the uh, edit field. Okay, and we'll use only let me just do it one more time. What happens here? What happened? Okay, so somehow this node was deactivated, so I just activated that node. So now let me fill the information again. Phone number is anything, so request is AI. Click submit. Now you can see all the information that we get here. So we all only need the name of that person. Create a new one. We need email, we need the phone number, and we need the service request. Okay, that's it. Let me just test this step. Now you can see here we get name, email, phone number, and requested services. That's it. Now I will attach AI agent in order to segregate the AI agent, AI automation, and website development from the customer queries. Okay, so now let me click on plus icon, advanced AI agent. Okay, you can create that, you can attach that AI agent to this node. Let me just do it for you. Now let me create one chat model, and that is going to be the Grok chat model. Yeah, okay. This, let me just put the different this one. Okay, now let me give the prompt to this. Just click on define below, because we are not using the chat node, so that's why we need to click on define below. And now just put the prompt. So let me just copy this whole prompt and let me just put it here. You can see these are the prompts, and let me just remove this JSON and let me just put this service request. Okay, so what happened is that this prompt will gonna read this service request form submitted by the users, and then this AI agent will decide that if that person are in a need of AI agent, AI automation, or website development. Okay, and now let me just test this step. Now you can see AI agents, because I have just only submitted the form with the AI. Okay, so that's why it thought that maybe that person will need the AI services. Okay, now we'll merge this both node into one node. Okay, so why the merge node is important? Because the merge node take two paths in your workflow and combine their data together. It's like merging two roads into one. Okay, so it will basically combine the data of this AI agent and edit fields, and then give it, and then move forward, and then execute further to the different nodes. Okay, so now let me just create a merge node. So just keep it like that. You can click combine. Okay, so you don't need to hit on append, just click combine, because we are merging data together. Okay, so now let me delete it from here and just connect this data to input 1 and then input 2. Okay, and now let me just click it here, test this step, and I am getting error. So what are the error? Let me just take a look at it. Okay, so now let me click on position. Let me just, now you can see this node will successfully executed, and we are getting the name, email, phone number, services request. Okay, so these are the form information, and at the end of the day the output is AI agent. Okay, the output we are getting is from AI agents. So AI agents is basically analyzing the form submission, and then AI agent will sending the data that this person is in a need of AI agents. Okay, so we'll see our output is AI agents. Now what we need to do is we need to create the Airtable record. Okay, so let me just show it to you. I have created one Airtable form, or you can say Airtable sheet for this workflow. Now let me create it from scratch. Okay, or should I just use this one? No, let me just create it for you guys so that you will able to take a look at each step one by one, and you will able to implement all of this workflow, or you can say all of these steps in your system or in your computer. That is good for you. If you're just starting out, if you're learning anything, you can able to learn each step by just mimic my all these steps. Okay, so now let me just hit create, start from scratch. We'll create this three data, that is name, email, phone number, and requested services. Okay, name, email, phone number, and requested services. Okay, name. Now let's create email. Phone number. Phone number, and then requested services. Requested services. Let's see. Just delete this extra field. So we'll need name, email, phone number, and requested services. Okay. Now let me do one thing. Let me just go to the Builder Hub and just go to personal access token. Click on the access token that you have just used for creating the Airtable API and putting it to the n8n. So let me just add one more base, or you can say seat here, that we have just created. That is, I think it's untitled base. So we haven't given any name to our seat. So let me first give it a name. Okay, so now let me give it a name, that is services request n8n. Hit enter and just go to the same option, that is Builder Hub. Create on n8n Masterclass. Select a base. Select a request services n8n. Save changes. Now over to your n8n screen, and now you need to just click it here. Airtable. Create a record. Click here. Create a record. And just keep it like that, because I have already added the Airtable API to this n8n account, so we don't need to do it again. It's already saved in this system. Now just select the service request n8n, and now under this you can select table 1. Okay, now under mail a name, you can write this name. Okay, for email you can drag and drop this email. From this merge section you can see all of the different nodes that we have been used. You will see the requested information of all the information, and now just add the phone number here and requested services. You can drag and drop it here. Okay, and just test the step. Okay, okay. So I'm getting error in this requested services. So let me just do it one more thing. Okay. So basically this requested services is in single select form. So let me just do it for the long text and just hit save. Okay. Now let me just go here and let me just click refresh. Now if we add these requested services, you don't need to put this service request form, you just put the output one. Okay, okay, so just put that output one. Let me create one more form in this Airtable, because we need another section, that is the comment of the users. So for example, if anyone submit the form and if they are writing, they are requesting services, so we'll also need the same and the exact text that customer are written. So for that we'll need to create one more field, and that is customer comment. Let's say just drag and drop it here, and now let me just refresh this page. Now you can see the new column has just been created. Now I will drop the service request here, and now I will test the step. Is that and this is their requested services, that is AI agent. Let me delete all of this field for now, and now let me go here, just click here, click on tidy up. So this will clean your entire workflow. And now we'll need to attach the Slack account in order to sending that requested services with all their user information to our team, so that our team will check and will reach out to that customer in order to proceed further with the AI automation or AI agent process. If that person or user need the AI automation, then our team will align a interview, or you can then our team will align a quick 30-minute or 15-minute call to discuss that person performance or needs, and then they will over there, and then they will proceed further with the onboarding and some different processes. Okay, so now let me also create a Slack. Okay, so I forget to create this thing, that is the different types of services that we need in this form. For example, if anybody need the AI automation, AI agent, then we need to classify or segregate that all services into the three different parts. So let me just create the switch section. Okay, and let me just put it here. Let me delete that one. Let me just put it here, and now you can see the services request, and let me just put here AI agent, AI automation, and third one is website development. Okay, okay, so as you can see that we have used this three categorization option, that is AI agent, AI automation, website development. So we also need to segregate the each services for the different options. So now let me test that step. Okay, so now this code is executed successfully. Now let me just do it again. So name is Advait, email is UK@gmail.com, and the phone number is anything. Service request is I need AI voice agent. Just hit submit, and now you can see. Let me just take a look at here why it's not working. AI agent. Oh my god. Automation AI agent is perfect. Let me just image. just need switch, and under switch you don't need to put this service request. Just put here. Okay, and now just hit test step, and now you will see the requested form that we get from our users, and you will see the output is AI voice agent, and you can see this AI voice agent um, line is activated in this. Just test this Airtable, and now you will see. Oh my god, let me just take a look at this. It's not created a record in our. Oh, now you can see the record has been created. That is a web, email, phone number, customer comment, and the requested services, that is AI agent. Now let me clean the whole workflow, and now let me just attach my Slack to this entire workflow, and we need to just send a message. Click it here, create a new credential. You just need to click on connect my account. It will going to take some time. Now just click allow, and now you can see our Slack account is connected successfully. Okay, so now we want to send message to our channel. Okay, and from here you can see the different channels that I have created in my Slack. So this is my Slack account. uh, Let me just open that. It's going to take some time. So now you will see that these are all the channels that I have created in my Slack: AI automation, AI discussion, all AI advanced, requested services, social, and you will see all the channels that are showing here. So basically you want to send the information of the person who is requesting the AI agent services into this requested services channel. Okay, you can also create a different channel depend upon the different services. For example, AI automation, AI agent, or website development, you can create 3 channels, and you will add your team members who are responsible for all of these different services. Okay, and then you will send the same information to that same channel. Okay, so now for the time being I am just sending our message in this channel, requested services. Okay, and now you will write the message text. So let me just copy this whole information from here. Okay, and let me just put it here. Okay, so now these all are getting missed, so let me just delete all the information. So this is basically the message text, that how you want that the message will be curated and sent to your Slack account. So now let me just select the name of that person. I just need name of that person, email of that person, phone number of that person, requested service, so you can say the customer comment, and then again we'll use the customer comment, and at last we will use the requested services. Okay, so now I think I just did some mistake. Yeah, I have just used this customer services request again. So let me delete the first one, and now these are all the information that we need. We also need to write customer requested services. Okay, I'll just hit enter, and now let me test that step, and when I click on test step I will get information in this channel. Okay, so now let me do it. Test this step. Now let me check that I get information in this Slack channel, that is the web. This is my email ID. This is the customer comment. I need AI voice, and this is customer requested services AI agents. And if you want to remove that automated with n8n workflow, then how you can do that? Let me just show it to you. Just click on add option, include link to workflow, and then just disable it. Now let me test that again. Now you will see that automated with n8n workflow will deleted in this notification. Okay, I hope you got my point. Okay, now let me add my email ID in order to send the customer a quick email, so that quick email to let that user know that we acknowledge their request and will soon reach out to that person, and if and our team will soon reach out to that person. Okay, so now let me create the Gmail, send message. Where is send message? Yeah, here it is, send message. Just click send message and just create a new credential, sign in with Google, and just use your email ID and just select everything, click continue, and now it's connected to my n8n. Now I will send the message to this person. Let me where should I find that person? Let me just a second. Airtable. Okay, so we'll select the email ID of that person from this Airtable, that is email, and subject will be this one. This is going to be our subject. Okay, and the message of our email is this one. I'm just copying pasting all of this stuff, and if you are building all of this stuff from scratch, then please make sure to customize this whole node, or you can say the whole workflow, as per your requirements and as per your client's need. Okay, so please mind this thing. Now let me delete that one, and let me just put the username here. Okay, and now let me just put some indentation. Okay, and now let me just duplicate all of these steps. Okay, just duplicate it. Okay, so it's going to duplicate one at a time. Let me duplicate this and just put it for these other two services. Okay, and also duplicate it. And we need to make some little changes in all of that email ID. For example, this is first one is for AI agent, second is for AI automation, third is for website development. Okay, so now let me go to our Gmail, and first one is our AI agent. So just delete this and just write AI agent. Okay, and just do for the required email options. Okay, and you can do here for the AI automations. Okay, and in this Gmail you can do it for the, just leave it like that because this is for the website development. And now let me just do one more thing. So just copy this and okay, just leave it like that. Okay, so now let me just let me just test this workflow, and let's see if I'm getting the email on my inputted email ID or not. Now let me test the workflow. Name will be Advait, email will be unnatkumarc@gmail.com, number will be anything. Okay, I need website development. Now let me submit that, and now I am getting error in my Gmail. So let me see this. What's the error that I am getting? Okay, okay. So now let me delete that and just put this to this one. And now for the name, we're gonna use this name. Now let me just hit on test step, and now let me check my email ID. I just got an email from this automation, and now you can see the first one, jobs for Unnat. I have my email ID, and the name of that email ID is jobs for Unnat. So from that email ID, that automation send me the email. You can see this is my email, jobs for Unnat, and that email ID send me the email from that jobs for email to this unnatkumarc@gmail.com. This is my email. As you can see the message, hi Advait, we got your message for the service request of the website development. Our assigned team will reach out to you soon regarding. Thanks to you. You can also check this Slack, and you will see here the information, the username, the email, the website development request, and their services request. Okay, so I hope this is clear to you guys at how I have created this all step. You can also do the similar type of automation at your end. You just need to write the all these steps that you are going to do from start to end. Okay, and then just create the entire workflow on either Canva or either through the Miro. Okay, you just create the rough idea of the whole automation or AI agents that you are going to create on n8n, and from there you have a easy understanding or a easy idea that how you need to do all the workflow, how to create the different nodes in n8n, and then you will finally go to the n8n and do all the steps. So this is as simple as that. I hope you will got all these three workflows. If not, then just let me know in the comment box. I will create one more video. In that video, I will take the queries of you all guys, whatever you are facing while building all of this automation, and then I will create a solution videos for you all. Okay, so I hope you like this video, and if you want similar tutorial or similar videos on n8n make.com, Retell, or any tools that we use to build these solutions, then just stick with me. I will create numerous videos, and in coming days I will going to create a lesson on n8n make.com and the different tools that we use to build this AI solution. So I hope you like this video, and just stick with me and have a great day. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.